Okay, I think we can begin. Hi, my name is Robert Haran. I'm a service delivery manager here at Addteq, and I'll be your presenter for this session on integrating monday.com and Jira. I'm going to start by giving you a little background information on Addteq and monday.com. We'll then go over integrations and automations in monday.com and how they can help you build a fully integrated solution. I'll demonstrate the integration of monday.com in 3 different ways. Then I'll show you how you can visualize your data in several different ways. We'll take a peek behind the scenes to see how the integration works. And lastly, I'll give you some takeaways before we go into Q&A. During the presentation, if you'd like to ask any questions, please use the chat option. So about Addteq, Addteq is a global organization that combines efficiency and technical expertise to provide innovative results within the software development lifecycle. We've been delivering software services and DevOps expertise for over 15 years and have grown to over 200 employees with a global footprint. Our headquarters is located in Princeton, New Jersey, and we have offices in LA, India, and Singapore as well. Addteq provides DevOps expertise and specializes in build and release management, continuous integration and deployment, workflow configuration and management, consulting, and much more. We are the creators of Code Factory, a hosted and managed software development solution providing higher uptime, no upgrade costs, unlimited space, and frequent recurring backups. Code Factory provides you with a fully managed, hosted, and customizable software environment, enabling your dev teams to work the way they need to, unrestricted by their tools. We collaborate with customers of all sizes to build custom solutions tailored to meet their specific needs. Addteq is here to help with your data migrations as well. Whether you're moving to a data center, cloud, or a hybrid environment, Addteq has the knowledge and expertise to help you plan and execute your migration from start to finish. Our products include Excellent Table, which is a full-featured dynamic and collaborative spreadsheet built for Confluence. We're currently hard at work on an integration that will bring Excellent Table to monday.com as well. Code Factory, which as we previously mentioned, is a complete solution for software development teams, providing managed cloud hosting for all your dev tools. And Unstoppable, our 508 compliance solution, which provides your DevOps tools, with enhanced compliance and usability options for visually impaired users. Now about monday.com. Monday.com was founded in 2012 with the goal of addressing deep shared pain points that affect teams across many organizations. Today, Monday has over 700 employees spread across 6 global locations. Monday.com has over 130,000 customers spread across 190 countries and spanning over 200 industries. Their customers include such familiar names as Universal Pictures, Uber, and PayPal, just to name a few. Now let's talk about the app integration and automation features of monday.com, as these are going to drive the solutions you'll see in a moment. Monday.com lets you seamlessly integrate data from multiple apps so your teams can continue using the tools that they love while ensuring all of their work can be seen and worked on in one place in real time. App integrations allow you to seamlessly connect monday.com to over 50 tools such as Slack, Gmail, and Jira, which we'll be talking about today. These app integrations are implemented through the use of predefined customizable rules that take action when a specified trigger event has occurred. Now, in this slide, you can see several integration rules, such as the Slack integration, which has been set up to send a message to the HR channel when a status changes to done, and the Gmail integration, which will send a message when an update has been posted to the weekly tasks. Monday.com also allows you to create automation rules that handle the onslaught of repetitive manual tasks that we all receive that can distract and prevent us from focusing on the core work we need to accomplish. Monday's Automation Center provides many pre-configured recipes that can be customized to meet your needs. And if these rules don't meet your needs, you can also create your own rules from scratch. Now, by integrating with apps and using automation rules, you can create standardized processes that everyone can and will follow because they're built into your solution. Now let's take a look at 3 different scenarios in which monday.com and Jira have been configured for teams that need to use these tools separately, but also need to collaborate using a common data set. In this first scenario, a human resources team uses monday.com to track the candidate hiring process, and the IT team uses Jira to manage onboarding tasks once a candidate has been hired. The hiring process is tracked in monday.com from the screening all the way up to the hire. When a candidate is hired, a series of onboarding tasks needs to be automatically created for the IT department in Jira. When IT is done with their work, this should be reflected in monday.com. So here you see the candidate screening board, the first of 2 boards that are going to be used. The board's broken down into groups representing the hiring phases: screening, interviewing, the background check, and whether or not we're hiring or not hiring. The data columns you want to pay attention to are hire status, which tells you where the candidate is in the process, and the due dates for each phase. So now we're going to add a new candidate, Jane Doe. Note that the hire status and screening data are automatically populated after the item is created. Now we're going to move her on to the next step, the interviewing process. In doing so, moves her item to the interviewing group and sets the due date for the interview. From there, we're going to move her on to the background check. And again, you'll notice that the item will be moved and the due date for the background check will be filled in automatically. At this point, we can decide to move forward with the candidate or reject them. We're going to opt against hiring this candidate, Michael Knight. His item was going to move to the will not hire group. Now, if you integrate with an email tool such as Gmail, an email can also be sent automatically when a hiring decision is made so that a candidate can get their news right away. Now we are going to move forward with Jane Doe and change her hire status to hired. This is going to move her item to the hired group, and then we're going to move on to a second board, the onboarding board. Now when an item is created here, an onboarding ticket is created in Jira automatically and is linked. And you'll see that link in the Jira issue field. You'll also see the IT status, which represents the Jira status. We're going to open up the item. And in Jira, you're going to see all the information that was carried over from Monday. You'll see the summary and the employee name, both of which were taken from the item name, the description and IT update fields. These are used to communicate between HR and IT, and a series of subtasks that were created automatically when the ticket was created. The subtasks use the employee name field to customize the ticket summaries. Now, IT is going to acknowledge the receipt of this onboarding request in the IT update field. We need a field like this because we were not able to sync comments back and forth to Monday. So we're going to close this and we're going to go back to the board. And in the board, you can see that the request has been received. Now, HR does need IT to get moving on this request right away. So they're going to add a note asking IT to expedite this request. And this note will sync back to Jira in the description. And so as we open up the issue, you're going to see that note in the description field. So it says, please expedite there. And so now the IT team can start their work. And the first thing they're going to do is update the priority to comply with the expedite request. And then they're going to change the issue to in progress, which will let HR know that they're working on it because that status will sync back to Monday. So now it's in progress. We'll go take a look at the board. And the status has been changed to in progress. So we'll go back to Jira. The IT department will then tackle all of the work that's been assigned to them via the subtasks, and they'll close each subtask as their work is completed. Now let's assume this team breaks all of their work down into subtasks and only uses the parent task to manage their work. With that in mind, the parent issue can then be closed when all of the subtasks have been closed. Rather than require the team to manually close the parent, though, an automation rule has been set up in Jira to automatically close the parent when all subtasks are closed. Then, the status of this parent issue will sync back to the Monday board, which will change the IT status to done. And once that IT status is changed to done, the onboarding status will also be changed to done, and Jane's item will move to the onboarding complete group. And now HR can see that all of Jane's onboarding tasks have been completed. So in this example, you can see how an app integration and automation combined have created an effortless business process that everyone will follow since it's been built into the solution. Next, we'll take a look at a legal team working with a web team. In this scenario, a web team uses Jira to manage their tasks, while their legal team uses monday.com to manage incoming requests from the web team. Now, the web team often uses text and images that are sourced from third parties on the internet. They also gather information from users via various forums on their website. Before publishing content, the web team asks their legal team to review it so that they can prevent such issues like copyright infringement or trademark violations. The web team does this by creating a legal issue in Jira, which then automatically creates an item in the legal team's board in monday.com. If the web team needs to perform additional work, they also need the ability to reopen and rework their issues. And when an issue is reopened in Jira, that needs to be reflected on the board as well, so that the legal team can know that an issue has been reopened. So we're going to open on the legal team's board. And here again, we have groups representing work status, incoming requests, work in progress, and completed tasks. And note that there are no incoming requests right now. So we're going to create a new legal issue from the web team's backlog. We'll fill in all the fields that are needed for Jira. And just note that most, but not all of what's being filled in is going to sync back to Monday in this case. So we'll add a summary to check the home page for copyright violations. We'll add some components, and that's really needed for Jira. Components don't sync back to Monday. We'll add a due date and a description to review the content and images on the homepage to make sure there are no concerns. And you don't see it here, but there is a text field that we're going to use called legal determination. That's going to facilitate communication between the teams. Again, since we can't sync comments between Jira and Monday. Once this is done, we'll see the new issue in the backlog. And then we'll just open it up to quickly review all of the information. So we see the issue key right there in the URL, web 43. And we'll just check the summary, the due date, all the information is there. Once we've verified all of this, we can go and open up monday.com. And we'll see the new item in the incoming request board and group with all the information that was synced from Jira. The description, the status, the determination field is empty, the Jira status, and of course the Jira item number, web 43. So now the legal team is going to begin their work by setting the status to working on it, which is automatically going to move to the work in progress group. And this updates the Jira status value to in progress. And this lets the web team know that the legal team started working on it also. This information will be good for Jira dashboards and reporting as well. So when the legal team has completed their review, they'll update the determination field and set the status of the Monday item to done. So here, they've determined that no violations were found. They put that in, and the status will be changed to done. Now, doing so will change the Jira status to resolved, not to done. This will allow the web team to go to, well, it'll let them know that they need to take a look and allow them to either reopen it or close it. So back in Jira, the web team sees that their item is in a resolved state and they see the determination. Now they're going to have to reopen it because between submitting the request and the resolution, they've added new content. Reopening it is going to clear the legal determination field. So now they have to update the description so that they can let the legal team know what's changed. Here, they're going to state that new content was added, which needs additional review. And this will sync back to the board. Just give it a moment. So you'll note that the item is now back in incoming requests, but has a status of reopened, letting the team know that this is an issue that was previously worked on and which needs additional review. So the legal team does their work again. They'll set it back to working on it. They'll do their review and they'll add a determination again, letting the team know that no violations were found. And they'll set the item back to done, which will reset the Jira status to resolved once again. So they set it to done, it moves to completed requests, and the Jira status is now resolved. So we'll open up the ticket. And now the web team feels that the work is considered complete, so they're able to close this. That status update will sync back to mondaycom once it's done. Now, the legal team prefers not to see items on their board once all of the work has been verified by the web team. So to keep the board clutter-free, closing the item in Jira will cause the item to be archived in Monday. So as you can see now, the item no longer appears on the board. In this last scenario, a product development team uses Jira to track their work, while the design team uses monday.com. The product team tracks every release in Jira using epics, and then they use stories within those epics to track individual tasks, including design work. The design team also tracks every release separately in Monday using a dedicated board corresponding to Jira epics. In Jira, the various types of design work are further categorized and tracked using components. When a design issue is created in one of these epics, a complementary item is created in monday.com and is automatically grouped according to the component that was selected. So the design team's board has been set up with groups again for logo, illustration, and icons. Like the legal team, they only want to see the items they're working on. Now, within this epic, we're going to create a few issues. We're going to first create an item for logo. We'll add the summary, due date, and most importantly, the component, which is how the corresponding Monday item will be categorized, along with a brief description, which will sync over to Monday. And once that's done, I still need to create two more design issues, one for illustrations and another for icons. As these items are added, you'll see them appear within the issues in this epic. I'll be following the same creation process for each issue, making sure that the component field is populated for each item. So you'll also notice that the issues in this epic has a progress bar, which is a graphic roll-up of the statuses of the issues that comprise the epic. The colors, green, blue, and gray, represent the statuses of the issues: done, in progress, and to do. So now we have the final issue that's being created. Let's give it a moment, and then we'll be able to see all of our issues in that panel. Here we see items iOS 64 through 66, all of which have a status of to do. Now, we'll close this out. We'll look at the Monday board. Now you see all the new items automatically categorized with a status of new request and a Jira status of to do. We're going to set each of these to working on it, which will set the Jira status to in progress. You might notice that we have a text field named asset location. We can't sync attachments between systems, but we can use this field to let the product team know where to find their design assets once the design team is done. Now, as before, the status in Jira has been updated, and this lets the product team know that the issue is being worked on. If we look at the epic and refresh it, let's give it a moment to refresh. By refreshing the epic, we can see that the status of all the design issues are now in progress, and the progress bar has been updated to reflect this. So let's assume that the design team has completed work on their logo and they want to show it to the product team. First, they set the status to done. And although we can't sync attachments, we can take the URL of the logo. So we'll take our logo here and we'll put it in the asset information field. And that will sync back to Jira. So in Jira, the product team will see that their issue has been resolved, and they'll have a URL that they can click on to see the logo and review the work, which you can see here in the asset location field. So they open it up, they review the logo, and they're happy with the work. So they're going to close this item. They could reopen it if they need it as well, as we saw with the legal team. So since the Jira item has been closed, that item no longer appears on the board. It's been archived. We're going to do the same for the remaining 2 items. We're going to set them to done, and then we're going to close them out in Jira. So we've set them both done. The Jira statuses have been changed to resolved. We're going to open it up in Jira. Verify again that the statuses are resolved, and close them out. And so this is a good opportunity to use Jira status changes and notifications to let their product team know. You can let the product team know that their tickets are ready for review. And again, all this information is fantastic for Jira dashboards and reports as well. So we'll just close this out. And now we see that the design team's board is completely clean. So now let's talk about how we can transform your data from basic tables to visually captivating forms that will immediately grab your attention and provide you with a wealth of information at a glance. So far, we've only been looking at our data through tables. So let's explore something different. Board views allow you to visualize your data in many different ways in order to analyze and report on it. So for example, wouldn't it be great to have your items on a Kanban board? Well, you can. The Kanban view provides a full-featured Kanban board that displays all of your items as cards, which can be moved between status columns. You can open your individual items to get a full view of your data, make inline edits, and do so much more. You can also drag your cards to another status column to move them through the workflow. And adding a view is very simple. You would just click on the Add View button and select the view you'd like to see. So we're going to go add charts. Right now you're looking at a bar chart. And we'll take a look at another type, the donut chart, which is similar to a pie chart. And you can choose to add groups or slice it up any way you'd like. Just by choosing the labels, you can slice it up by group, by due date, and so much more. Now, here's a stacked bar chart. And this view is fantastic because these charts show you the distinct parts of multiple totals. Hovering over items gives you a lot more information. And you can also scroll through your items at the bottom of the screen. Now we've switched over to the timeline view, which allows you to see all of your tasks together on the timeline. And you can easily divide this view by group and by status and by color to know exactly where your tasks are, even where your tasks are within a group and when they need to get done. And you can view this by days, weeks, months, quarters, or years. We've also taken a look at the calendar view, which places all of your items on the calendar based on a date field. And again, the calendar view allows you to view items by months, weeks, or days. And again, you can open up your items and even open up the Jira item right from the detail view as well. Now let's have a look behind the scenes to get a better understanding of how all of this fits together. Earlier, we went over app integrations and how they allow you to seamlessly connect monday.com to a wide variety of external tools. Integrations such as these are governed by predefined customizable recipes, similar to the automation recipes we described earlier. Now for Jira, these recipes can be combined to create a two-way sync. A two-way sync occurs when data is both being pushed from monday.com to Jira and being pulled from Jira into monday.com. And this makes it so that your data matches in both platforms and remains up to date. And so to do so, you'll need 2 recipes. The first recipe at the top of the slide is used to create an issue in a project of a certain type with certain fields and create and sync all changes from your Monday board. The second rule gives you a couple of choices. The first choice will allow you to create a monday.com item based on the Jira issue of a specified configuration. Now, this is what was used in the first two scenarios. The second choice allows you to create and automatically group monday.com items based on Jira issues in a specified epic with specified Jira components. And that's how the third scenario is configured. All of the underlined sections in each of these rules are parts of the rule that you can customize to ensure that your Monday items and Jira issues are created, and that data is mapped properly between the fields in the two applications. In addition to the integrations that are shown here, we also had automation rules that were set up in both monday.com and Jira to move items between groups, archive items when complete, create subtasks in Jira, and close parent items when those subtasks were complete. So now let's recap some of the main points that we've gone over. Monday's integrations allow you to seamlessly connect monday.com to over 50 external tools, allowing you to integrate your data from multiple apps into your account so you can have all of your team's work in one place. Automation in monday.com and Jira can be set up to handle repetitive tasks for you, saving you time and allowing you to build standardized business processes that your teams are guaranteed to follow since they're already built in. Now, Jira integrates with monday.com via predefined customizable recipes that create and update tasks in both systems. Monday.com can integrate with Jira Cloud at all subscription levels. Jira Server and Data Center integration is available only on the enterprise plan, though. Now, you're going to want to set up a two-way sync between monday.com and Jira to ensure your teams work with data that matches in both platforms and is always up to date. Out of the box, Monday syncs with a wide variety of data types between itself and Jira. However, some fields, such as comments and attachments, cannot be synchronized using the built-in recipes. But monday.com and Jira both offer robust APIs that can be used to build custom integrations that go beyond the standard pre-configured recipes. Are you looking to build better workflows and get your teams collaborating smoothly with monday.com and Jira? If so, please reach out to us at Addteq. As a certified monday.com partner, we'll work closely with you and your stakeholders to craft a solution that's tailored to your specific needs and lets you focus on what matters most to your organization. So now I've done a lot of talking. I'd love to hear what your questions are. We'll just give a moment. You can also ask questions in the chat. So one question, how would the Jira integration be first set up? Well, in order to first integrate Jira with monday.com, you would need to create an API token. And all of this is documented on the Monday site, and you can have a look there. But it's very simple. You would just go to Jira settings, create an API token, and then you would set up an integration one time, and that would all be done. And then you would continue to reuse that over time. So we have a question about how the APIs can help with the integration. Well, right now what you saw was the out-of-the-box integrations that monday.com offers with Jira. You can also build custom APIs that will allow you to sync over other information from other fields and let you build workflows that really meet your needs. You can also use tools like Workato or Unito to create custom integrations as well, and these would leverage the APIs. Just give another moment in case there are any other questions. Okay, I think it's time to call it a day. Thank you everybody for joining, and have a wonderful day. Thank you. If you'd like to contact us, our contact information is here. Our address, phone, and website. Thank you.